Oh, Instruo, you've just killed it now with firmware 2.0 on our beloved Arbhar. Just amazing innovations. And a big deep dive into over-engineering, in my opinion. But you know what? You've also given us some amazing gifts here. So today I'm just going to go through it really quick about how to load scenes. No, I'm not going to show you in the manual. I'm going to show you in person. We're just going to look at the manual just really quick, all right? So those of us who've played with Arbhar version 1.0, we've gotten used to the whole working style of layers. Okay, so they've named all these layers, alpha, beta, gamma. I'm not going to read those silly words. We're going to call them 1 through 6. And then the last one, the last buffer, is a combination of all of the 6 buffers. Okay, there's 6 buffers. They're 10 seconds each. And again, this last one here is all of them linked into one. So fun. But now with Arbhar version 2.0, they've come out with a simple way to load samples onto all 6 of these layers. And they've also created this thing called scenes where you can load up all 6 of these. So you can curate a whole bunch of cool stuff and then bring them in as one scene where all 6 slots have something cool on them. All right, and then you can have up to like 6 scenes. So do the math on those samples, man. Okay, let's do this. So the thinking is that you would come here to scenes and set them up here. So you'd go to scenes, and then let's say that we were working with, in this example on this video, I'm going to play with these 3 here. Okay, but remember there's a total of 6. And each one has 6 samples in them. All right. So this is how it's set up. You just load your files into these scenes, and there's also these text files which you can edit. And yeah, we're gonna not play with those ever. So you load them in there, and then load 6 more in here, right? And that's the file structure which Arbhar needs. So if you have a new USB drive and you want to play with it, then have a folder called that, and then have a file structure that looks like this. All right. Loading samples into layers, same thing. Make the folders look like this, and then just drag single samples into these folders. Maybe I'll make a video on how to load samples into layers, but today we're talking about scenes. So here's how to load scenes into Arbhar. This drove me nuts, so we're just going to do it. It's just goofy as fuck, but it's also just ingenious that you can do this. So this is Arbhar 2.0. You see I've got my little mini stick in here. This is the one which it comes with, and I'm sorry, I just don't want a big thing sticking out of my module. So I put in this little shorty guy here. I did the same file formatting as what's on the USB, which is let's try that again. I did the same formatting on this card as I saw on this card. It's not that hard. It's just, again, it's kind of goofy, but once you get all the directory structures on there, it's sweet. Okay, so you hold down Shift in this order. It's got to step in. So Shift, Capture, and then Strike. Okay, and the quick start manual says that this is going to be yellow and red, and this was part of what threw me, is that I'm positive that's not yellow, it's kind of green. Anyway, you can step through the 2 load options, or there's 3, I think. Yeah. And see this white guy in the middle who's moving, or on the right here? You want him to be in the middle. These are different load options, which I'm not going to get into in this video. This is for loading scenes. So for loading scenes, you want to be in this one, in the middle. Forget what these colors are, if that's green or yellow or whatever, or if this is red, orange. Anyway, you want to be in this middle one here, all right? So now watch the colors of yellow and white here as I cycle, all right? I'm going to keep my finger out of the way, and we're going to go around like this. It's really sensitive because there's 6 layers here. So now we're in the second layer. This is showing here. And now it's going to start counting here again. Around. Now watch the orange here. Now we're in this layer. Now we're in this layer. See how they keep stacking up? Right? So every one of these layers, right now, there. So every one of these layers has 6 scene options. Okay? So I'm going to go backwards. Watch them disappear. Stay with me. I know this is goofy. Okay? So there's the original 6 that you can, you know, record in, right? So we'll go past those. Okay, now ready? Now that's 1. That's scene 1. This is scene 2. And there's 3 there. And this is showing that we're in the first bank. Alright? So I made these recordings of me saying bank 1, slot 1. Bank 1, slot 2. Bank 1, slot 3. I just did it as 1-1, 1-2. So it'd be a little less tedious to listen to. It's still pretty fucking tedious. Anyway, so here we go. There's that guy. So after you've loaded that scene, you double tap on shift and it loads it. So if everything's right, this should be saying 1-1 through 6. Yeah, let it load and then it just puts you back into the regular modes here, alright? So I'm just going to just strike these.
1-1.
Just to show you that it's working. 1-2.
1-2.
Alright. The speed's a little low, so my FM radio voice is a little bit lower.
1-3.
Alright.
1-4.
5.
1-5.
Show me 6. Show me 6.
1-6.
Okay. So now let's load 2-1. Okay? So again, shift, capture, strike. See that we're in the middle pulse. Okay, I'm going to go around. Oops. See, it moves fast. So we'll come to 2, that guy. Double tap on shift. Loads it up. Takes a little second. Alright, so now I'm going to let it just get past that part. I'm just going to wake it up here a little bit like, come on, like that, right? So this should say 2-1.
2-1.
Who's the man? Let's go to 4. 2-4.
2-4.
Alright. So all my little wave files, which I made,
2-2.
are working. Alright, last one, just review. Let's do bank 3. Alright? Shift, capture, strike. Okay, and both of these are lit. So this is that first scene option, right? So I'm just going to go back a little bit. Doink, doink. There's 3. Yeah, I said doink. Okay. I'm going to double tap on shift. It's going to load it up. Nice.
3-2.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, this should say 3-3 now, right?
3-3.
Yes. 4.
3-4.
All right. So just some playback settings to make sure that this is going to play back if you want to test something like this. So I've got length on about here, so it'll make it through my whole sample. Oops, not captured, Chano.
3-4.
All right. So here, let's go to this one.
3-3.
Okay. So if I had length shorter,
3-3.
see, it's not going to let the whole thing out, right?
3-3. 3-3.
Right? And obviously no spray. Got this one going full percent forward, so there's no chance of it playing backwards, right? And I've got intensity all the way down, because if intensity was up, it would start to drone like that, right?
3-3.
See, and then we could scrub through it.
3 dash 3.
Right. So let's have that down just so we could hear our samples with strike.
3 dash 3.
Usually I would use Arbhar with intensity at noon, and I'd be droning some beautiful synth pad. So these annoying samples were just made just to show you how to load scenes. You're welcome.